Greetings and welcome back to 50 Shades of Beige. Tonight we're having a look at the RX 6600 versus Hogwarts Legacy. We're sticking with the 12400 rig that we've been using throughout our time here with Hogwarts Legacy, just for consistency's sake. And because I think the 12400, 32 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte NVMe SSD are a good representation of a middle-of-the-road build, something that you would probably want to pair with an RX 6600. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, and here we are. We're loading in now. And we're just gonna go with regular 1080p, 100% rendering resolution, TAAs on high, uncapped frame rate, everything else is set to high, and ray tracing is turned off. I think this is a good place to start with the 6600. I think it'll play well. And sure enough, here we go. Averaging close to 100 FPS inside, which is a good start. It looks like our 6600 is maxed out at 97-98% usage, which is what we like to see. Not too many terrible frame skips or anything like that. There's a little bit of inconsistency, but I also have VSync turned off, so that might be part of the problem. Let's see how it looks outside here. Oh yeah, that loaded right in just fine. Frame rate's going to go down a little bit outside, but still, we're still holding well above 60 FPS, which is, you know, solid. I think it's very playable. It looks good. I'd say if this was my rig, I would probably play on 1080p high. Alright, let's go ahead and load up Ultra and see how that looks. I'll just go in here real quick. Global quality, set to Ultra. And let's see how that affects the frame rate. Alright, and yeah, we went down into the 40s there for a second, but actually still looking okay. Very, very playable. Once again, it's definitely not 60. Some dips well below 60 there. So if you're a 60 FPS or die kind of person, then you may not want to play on 1080p Ultra with the 6600. I think for a game like Hogwarts Legacy, it really doesn't matter so much because the game is more about the story, in my opinion. But yeah, those reflections look great. Once again, sorry about the screen tearing. That's because I have VSync off to get an uncapped frame rate. Alright, well now it's time. Now it's time for all you ray tracing purists out there. We're going to go ahead and load in here in just a second and see how this looks ray traced on the 6600. Even though I'm pretty sure the poor 6600 really isn't cut out to do much of any ray tracing. But we'll see in just a second here. Alright, and here we are at 1080p with all the details on Ultra and ray tracing on low. And as you can see here, it looks very nice, but this isn't even really quote-unquote cinematic. It's barely playable. In some areas it's not so bad, but when you get into outdoor areas or areas with special lighting, you can clearly see that the 6600 really isn't cut out for any type of major ray tracing, although I do love those reflections on the floor. Look at that. Ooh, oh, this is rough. Oh boy. 7 FPS, yeah, it really can't handle it out here. Look at those frame times. Look at that graph. Oh, we tried. Okay, well, let's go ahead and turn on FSR and see if we can get this close to a playable frame rate here. I'll go FSR 2. Let's try it on balanced first and see how it goes. Okay, that's not so bad. It still isn't really what I'd call playable, and you can tell. The thing is, AMD's FSR implementation, it isn't bad. It's just not great. And once again, the 6600 just doesn't have the beans to really do any major ray tracing. That's why you'll see it's almost okay indoors, right? This is playable inside. Once you go outside and you get all those beams of light bouncing off of the objects, it gets a little wild. All right, and just for the sake of being thorough here, once again, for the ray tracing aficionados out there, let's go FSR Ultra Performance. So now we've got a render resolution of 640 by 360. If this doesn't do it, nothing will. Yeah, see, those reflections look like garbage now. I mean, it's cool that they're there, don't get me wrong. This does make it playable, but it also kind of makes the game look cruddy. It's very blocky. It's just not a good look. I don't even know why they make... Well, I guess some people really just want to play and they don't care about the graphics. Maybe that's why AMD has the ultra quality setting. I'm sorry, the ultra performance setting. But it just does not look great. Even with the sharpening, you can tell in some areas it's like over sharpened even. When you get up close to something, it looks great though. It's when you start to back off. Yeah, that looks kind of not so great. Well, anyway, that's going to do it for the RX 6600. Coming up next, we have the R9 280 and R9 380. We'll see how those perform in Hogwarts Legacy. All my videos are done by request. If you want me to test something or try something out, please let me know. I'd be happy to give it a shot for you. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.